Episode 50.
Mike's hot.
Yeah.
Mike's hot.
Yes, sir. Oh, wait, it's really episode 50?
No.
Oh.
That's the thing.
That's the thing.
We always call out the wrong episode number.
Are you really the Cobra I know?
What's your name?
Do you know any other Cobras?
What's your middle name?
Sanchez.
I know Snake Plissken.
Oh, hey, he's pretty cool. Nice guy.
Well,
Owes me $20.
You gonna get it?
Been waiting for that shit since '99.
Oh yeah, you can be waiting indefinitely, my nigga.
Right. I sent him 2 emails.
Like
He
2
said
emails.
nothing.
That nigga ain't got. He live off the grid.
Right.
Snake Plissken. That nigga.
That's what he thought he
That
did.
nigga snuck right past you with your money.
You thought you had $20.
It be like that, bro.
Shit is wild.
Yeah.
It's a dub, just like that dub you ran off with.
Yeah, appreciate it, nigga.
Thanks. I'm gonna go spend some weed.
I'm gonna go buy some married iguanas. Colonel.
You trying to match?
Smoking that gas.
Meryl. You trying to get to it?
Otacon. This is Reggie.
Are you following, listeners?
Oh man.
You're on for the ride.
Shit.
First minute.
First minute.
First minute. Heat. 1 minute down.
Heat
I'm
in the
hungry as
first
shit.
minute.
Right.
Right.
Definite where to go.
I'm like I can't even talk. That's
Idiot.
not good. I
Stupid
gotta actually
ass.
talk, but I can't talk today.
Stupid
There's a
ass.
fucking
nigga.
mic there,
Intermittent
man.
fasting is whooping my ass today.
How long you been on it?
About a month.
Woo. That's good.
Yeah,
Consistency, man.
Trying, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Trying
You're
get
lucky.
his body right, bro.
Yeah, I was about to say you got a body type that can support that type of shit.
Yeah.
I don't. I gotta work for mine, nigga. I swear to God, bro. Some niggas have it so easy, bro.
What?
Like got beards and can intermittently fast and shit, bro. Like nigga,
crazy.
Some people just hands life so much, you know. Like you ever just have to get it, just
Wake up and get to it.
wake up and get it out the
I gotta go
fucking
get it.
mud.
Gotta go get it.
Like everything you do was hard fought. Nothing was ever handed down. See, that's me right now, bro. Like I gotta look at. I'm a man dying of thirst,
I'm gonna wait, cause
watching my homie drown.
I have the perfect reply. My nigga is 6'3".
Hey man,
Like the fuck,
hey man, that's not.
nigga talking all that shit is
It's
6'3".
like a good ass relationship and shit.
Shut up,
with a
man.
good ass
Stable
job.
relationship.
Shut up,
like,
bro.
Good
Yeah,
communication.
fucking-
Like my nigga out here.
Shut up. Bro.
Every time I drive
I'm
by,
out here fighting for my life out here socially.
every time I
Ain't
drive
nothing out
by,
here, Shane.
every time I drive by a
Ain't nothing
liquor
out
store,
here,
I
bro.
hear the sweats, nigga. I don't want to fucking hear your shit.
Hey bro,
Somebody puts a bottle of vodka near me, I'm slapping somebody. Alright?
Look.
I don't want to fucking hear.
look, bro, grow your hair out.
See, I
And
can't
you'll
even
be
do that.
alright.
I'm bald, nigga.
Nigga, I got hair on the fucking bottom and top, and I'm still like
Your head-
struggling.
your
Nigga.
I have
Your
more
head
hair
hair,
on my
man.
balls
Yeah,
than my
man.
head, my nigga. It's bad.
That's tough.
Shit.
That's extra tough.
I fucking tried to move earlier this week on Monday, and 2 men in the truck, they got their truck stuck in the middle of the fucking road. That's the kind of shit I'm on, nigga.
Everything has.
I had to wait for 2 hours before the motherfuckers even got over to my house to get my boxes,
It's
nigga.
all bad.
I'm
man.
sorry.
I don't hear it.
I'm sorry that happened.
It's all relative, nigga.
I'm sorry.
Every
Sorry
time I
that
hear
happened.
box,
It's
I
all
go
relative.
like,
Eat.
bitch, don't work, don't choose on my house.
Don't do that. The outside world is
man.
gross.
Like, damn, man. Like, damn, girl, I don't know where your feet good, but, you know, make sure you handle that.
Make sure you wash the bitches.
Can't have no shoes in my house.
It's a basin in the kitchen. Go get that shit.
Come in here with shoes in my house.
Don't come in here with shoes in my
Spanking.
house.
And not the kind you like. It's actual spank. I'm gonna hit the same spot every single time.
My
So
nigga.
we can accumulate that damage.
My nigga out here with the laser precision,
Absolutely.
chip away head.
Hey, look, hey, you gotta punish her.
Be-
It's like, you know, you can't let her off thinking shit sweet.
you gotta
Or she gonna keep on stepping out of line. You know
beat
what I'm
her ass. Consensually, of course.
saying? Of course. You know,
course.
gotta establish that. Of course. So what's like the first subject? Like, what are we doing today?
Sarkeesian, I think.
Nigger faggot.
Oh my god.
I
Good night,
couldn't say-
folks.
I couldn't say my thing, but you can say that. I want to say, DJ, please pick up your phone. I'm on the
That's nigger faggot isn't copyrighted.
clearly we need to be working on.
Oh
It's
not.
It's gonna be the nigger faggot movement.
It's not.
This is now officially the nigger faggot cast.
Here it is.
Jesus Christ.
Coming at you live. Thank you for the first time and final time.
First time in life.
Like for the new people, like Apple Podcasts for the knock us off immediately.
For the kick us.
Google Play for the hit pause. Spotify for the blow us out the spot.
Hey yo, what you said? Yeah, get the fuck up, homie.
Oh my, you said the
Get
hard
up.
R and
The
the
hard
flaming
M,
M
bro.
word.
Like,
Oh,
get out.
Yeah.
You
It was
niggas
nice
in
knowing
trouble.
you.
For
It was nice knowing you.
Hey Siri, play Deads by Migos.
For everybody born after 1999, that's from a comedy skit from a group of comedians.
You might see a familiar comedian there.
Yeah, man. A familiar comedian, actor, rapper, painter,
Producer,
poet,
writer.
producer.
Let's get nigger faggot trending while people search for it on Google to find the thing. Let's see it happen. I want to see it happen. I want to see. I want to see on Twitter trends of Trump denies coronavirus and then right under it, nigger faggot.
Faggot. Like it's 2007 again.
Right. Ain't nothing happening. Don't worry about it. Y'all good.
Straight.
But in fact, it was not all good.
Everything was not good in the hood,
Things were not straight.
as there were many socio-economic problems.
Things were bisexual. So yeah, coronavirus. Are we even talking about the coronavirus?
Shout outs to Tyson Fury for
Oh.
winning.
Oh yeah.
Beating. I tried to tell y'all.
This
By
is-
the way,
this is-
As soon as I saw that fight, I was like, oh, op, nigga. I'm an op. I just learned what that word is. And that's what I am.
You
All
are.
right.
You are.
Nah, I ain't no op.
You're absolutely
I
an op.
follow boxing,
You're-
my guy.
you're an op.
There's intelligence up here, believe it or
You're
not.
an
I'm
op.
not gonna lie, it's been a fat nigga revolution in
It
fucking
really
boxing.
has.
Yes, fucking Andrew Ruiz, my boy, fucking went knocking out.
Christ!
Jesus Christ!
Fucking, that motherfucker had people out here tripping like fuck when Andrew Ruiz knocked out Anthony Joshua. Motherfuckers were just like, no, you can't be that big and a heavyweight champion.
Why?
No, you can't have a stomach and be a heavyweight champion.
Why?
It's like, they were like fucking Anthony Joshua, like Brian Kenny, that fucking douchebag to them, was fucking doing the descriptions. It was like, Anthony Joshua looks like a cartoon. And then he goes to Andrew Ruiz, he's like, Andrew Ruiz, not the body beautiful. It's like, you little brute.
Yeah, I mean, hey, oh my god. But like, if you're a superior boxer, it's gonna show.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened.
Regardless of like athletic skill, reach, all that. Even
Or-
though he
or
had the reach
looks.
advantage, but like
Yeah.
he knew exactly what the fuck to do.
Exactly.
Lean
And
on that man.
when they fucking rematched, guess what happened? Anthony Joshua got his belt back, right?
Right.
Tyson Fury on Deontay Wilder. This is the reason why I picked him, is because in the first fight, Deontay has the right hand of a god. Has fucking hammer attached to his fucking wrist.
Absolutely.
Alright, so like it only takes one. But Tyson Fury knows how to move. He knows how to box jab to get out. Alright? He
Yeah.
knows how to control that space. And the whole point was to get fucking Deontay Wilder on his back foot. Because he doesn't fight. He doesn't box off his back foot.
Yeah.
He's a punching hard hitter from
You
Alabama.
basically get in there, knock you out, and then go home.
And walk away.
Cause I did see like him like backing up a lot.
He
Like,
goes
he
back.
looked really uncomfortable in that first
Right.
round.
Once
And
he
then
got-
once
yeah.
he took that ear hit, it was over.
Woo! Once he bleeding out the ear like that, I was like, oh my god. The ref probably could have stopped it earlier.
Yeah, I was
Right.
gonna say like if I was just corner, I would have threw the towel in.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have no balance. And then like it turns out that he fired that nigga.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And like he fired the coach that threw the towel in.
That saved his life.
He talking about, oh, I'm trying to die in the ring. I'm like, you a fool.
So I say you're a goddamn
The
idiot.
trainer's job is to save you from to prevent that from happening.
Right.
Like, I
motherfucker.
threw that Rocky Ford gift out like, throw the damn towel.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I'm like, it was over.
I say like my nigga, your eardrum is ruptured.
Yeah.
You already that's already surgery, nigga. Like they have to do reparative surgery
Like
to
if I
fix
get
that
hit
shit.
in the ear once, I'm going home.
Right,
Yeah.
I'm out.
Let alone bleeding and shit.
Bleeding
Yeah,
from the ear.
like bleeding from the mouth. I don't know if it was a cut lip or he was bleeding out from internally, but he had blood coming out of his mouth. He looked like a Dragon Ball Z character.
He looked like
After
Martin
the fight.
after he got his ass whipped by Hitman Tommy Hearn.
Right.
Like,
I mean, it was a bad fight for him, and like Tyson Fury came out of that shit looking clean and started singing after the fucking thing.
he ate that nigga out. Like that nigga made sweet love to his neck before like getting the technical knockout.
Yeah, he licked his neck.
Like when I saw that, I'm just like, all right, you know what? This is beyond boxing.
Right.
Now I'm about to shoot you.
Right. I see you in the parking lot, bro.
Ain't no nigga finna lick my fucking neck.
That motherfucker said, "You a little sweet."
I'm like, nigga, you ain't finna lick the blood off my neck.
God,
and think you going home.
And then beat my ass for another 2 rounds.
Right, you gonna beat my ass.
You gonna beat my ass
and do it like mild foreplay? Oh no.
Nah. You can't go Pornhub video. Get off me.
You gotta go. Hey, bro, get the blower.
I'm like, nigga, them peoples that don't know you finna see you, my nigga.
Right. So I'm finna go ahead and send you up to God, bro.
Right. You gonna get that rematch in hell, nigga.
But did you hear the reasoning outside of the trainer Deontay Wilder gave?
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, about the weight of the costume.
Bullshit.
I know.
I'm like, nigga, I know you got chicken legs, but that's bullshit.
Yeah, no, he says his costume was like 40 pounds. He had a whole black excellence kind of theme going to the thing.
He even had D Smoke
Yeah.
from like hip hop. I forgot what it was, but that little hip hop American Idol shit off of Netflix.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, he had a good project. I recommend checking it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, he had like D Smoke rapping, a bunch of black icons and shit happening.
Yeah, I'm like, oh god.
Just to get technically knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, he said he was gasping. If we're gonna humor the conspiracy for a second, he was going basically through the whole MGM during the entire pregame. They did nothing but follow this nigga around.
Yeah.
Like, as he was walking through the entire MGM Grand Arena. And and barely got any time. Then apparently walking towards the fucking, the ring was the last straw with the 40 pounds of weight of costume.
Bullshit.
But then it's like, this is what tops it off. People go and say, I've read this online. People go and say Tyson Fury got carried to the ring on the little throne.
Yeah.
And they're like, that just proves it. Tyson Fury was better condition because he didn't have to walk.
That's wild, man. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I hate excuses.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, that's what killed me about it, because when Andrew Ruiz lost to Anthony Joshua on the rematch, Andrew Ruiz came out and said that he came in heavier for the fight. Deontay Wilder went on ESPN, was talking about, man, I'm disappointed in him because this could have been something that you could be using to feed your family and do all this, that, and third, making all the champion talk, you know.
Yeah.
And it only took one more fight for him to go and start making the same kind of excuses.
Yep.
I came in heavy. I was tired. I was walking around. I was tired? You're a boxer.
Yeah, like boxers and wrestlers have godlike conditioning.
Yes.
So it's like, maybe he was gassed, but now it's like, all right, stop wearing them elaborate ass costumes, looking like a Final Fantasy villain.
Yeah, man. Like he said, he found a mask shop in Alabama, and he was like, I like this. And he started wearing masks to the ring. Now the motherfucker comes out with capes, masks, fucking bedazzled ass shit,
Nigga's a
with
cosplayer,
light up
man.
eyes.
Like dead ass, that nigga look like a Dark Knight from Final Fantasy 14.
He's a cosplayer that don't know that he's a cosplayer.
Right.
Which like kind of perfectly summarizes Alabama nerds.
Shout out to the Alabama nerds.
Shout out to the Alabama nerd community.
Y'all be alright.
Y'all alright, man.
Yeah, I mean, look, he had a good run, and he'll probably be back. But
Yeah, he'll be fine. It's just like he just gotta take this L on the chin.
Oh yeah.
But on tis. All right. Good times. Like we were like a sports podcast for like a split second.
Right. Yeah, we cover ground here.
We do everything.
Variety.
Yeah. You can go with anything. That's what timestamps are for. If you're one of those people that are like, nerds can't like sports.
Nah, man. We like mostly everything.
Yeah.
Some
Except people.
You remember those nerds back in the day when we were growing up who were like, they didn't like fashion or didn't like dressing up like actually good.
Like
They
actually
would look at that and look at that as like as a demeaning trait that they knew how to dress, that people knew how to dress.
You mean the people that just probably couldn't afford to put an outfit together?
Yeah.
So they just like use that as an outlet?
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's the Axe body spray shower crew.
Yeah. I was just about to say they probably be roasting niggas for taking showers like multiple times a day. But how you wasting all that time? I could be working in the lab for all that time.
Lab while you in the tub.
I think it's 5 minutes.
You ain't made it out of pools in years.
Right.
You could have spent more time in the lab. Get the fuck out of here.
It's like
bro.
nigga like soap combos directly into water, nigga.
Nigga, your fighting game skill is on par with your showering skill, my nigga. It's ass.
It's ass. It's cheeks. Oh my god. Niggas remember Anita?
Sarkeesian?
Yeah, man.
The Gamergate chick, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I remember Fitness Frequency.
It's like, y'all remember the gamer? No,
No.
not at all.
That was a hard right.
Recently, it's more of the Gamergate shit, but like not even in the realm of Gamergate anymore. It's just like straight up extremism. Like lately, she's called for the D-Plat and Jeremy from The Quartering. I don't know if y'all watch any of his shit. He makes really good videos sometimes. But basically called for the deplatforming of those. And she supports even more YouTube censorship that is already in place.
That's a surprise coming from Anita Sarkeesian.
Now, back in the day, for people that don't know, like maybe 6-7 years ago,
God damn.
yeah, she came out with the hashtag Gamergate, which is basically calling out stereotypical male fantasy video game tropes about women. And her and Zoe Quinn, like, they teamed up and went on tours talking about this shit to developers,
Real quick,
news outlets.
Zoe Quinn was a game developer herself. Right?
Yeah, she was.
She developed some sort of shitty.
She was
game.
she was an indie developer and a streamer.
Yeah, and she also took nudes. I saw.
Every woman takes
fire?
nudes now.
Well, no. well, hers were specifically for actual porn website.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Was it fire?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
She was one
Ish.
of them. Yeah, I mean, like, cause I mean,
You said like for like 3 seconds. So
yeah, because I'm trying to be nice.
It was mid.
Because I'm still trying to lose weight, so I'm going to get into that fine ass level so I can say nah. Girl.
Before you start negging people.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So, but she got some audience with it, but it clearly didn't work out.
Right.
She had to go back to streaming.
They basically they went on these tours and were just absolutely tarnishing the way that women were portrayed in video games, conveniently ignoring the female-led video games where, their outfits weren't overtly sexual or where they weren't just basically like plot fodder, and also ignoring the fact that every man in video games is the ideal man from every perspective.
Yikes!
Like, basically like neo feminism 101. It's like I'm gonna highlight the things that are wrong with the people that look like me while conveniently overlooking everybody else.
That's a great little point there, because I think that was like the spearhead to that.
Oh, yeah.
To the years after that helped to see
man.
the increase of the anti-feminism things that eventually helped lead to other stuff that we covered before, like alt-right and things of that nature. It was crazy to watch, because I remember actually seeing, because it was like 6 or 7 years ago, so that was like what, 2013?
Yeah.
Fucking watching it and being on YouTube a lot back then, you would see her upload a video on her Feminist Frequency channel about tropes versus women in video games. I think what the series was called. And she would do one on, the one that stuck out to me was Damsel in Distress. Basically saying that women in video games are most used as trophies to be rescued or things of that nature. The woman herself is a prize. She would upload that at like 12 noon. 12:30, there is a video responding to it from a cluster of anti-feminist viewers. And that's how a lot of these guys that are popular now wound up getting a lot of their popularity.
Right.
They're on the downward trend now because the wave is coming down.
Yeah, of course.
But it was like a mutually supportive kind of almost psychosis.
There's an ecosystem.
It's basically symbiosis, where it's like she posts something and she already has like a large following, and then just YouTubers that were on the come up around that time post something, and then basically everybody who agreed with whoever would gravitate towards said video that fit said viewpoint.
for their narrative, and that's where that was the first time I was introduced to the term echo chamber.
Yeah.
Because people like, as soon as like you see anyone in the comment section that will bring up a disagreeable point, like under our Needy Sarkeesian, they was like, that's not true. Hordes of people attacking the person, not the idea,
not the argument.
Yep. And that was like, wow.
And it's like there's a dichotomy to everything. Like on one hand, you kind of have a point. Like I see what you're going for.
Yeah.
But your conveyance and your motives were completely wrong behind it. Because, like I said, on one hand, yes, like there are some cases where it's like, all right, cool. Well, this woman or this girl is just here to do, traditional female role.
So we
like
find
you're
her,
either
rescue her, bring her back to the house, marry her.
Or it's like, or you're a healer, or your armor is scantily clad.
Right.
I get it.
Like you're in a bikini, and that's like the best armor in the game.
Right.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, since feminism is about equality between men and women, not gynocentrism, you didn't tackle the fact that the male protagonists are also basically shoehorned into a gender role most of the time, not all the time.
Yeah.
Or the fact that their appearances are almost always like perfect.
Yeah.
For whatever lane they choose to put that protagonist in. And I oftentimes will reference like beat 'em ups or the Final Fantasy series, because if you look at Final Fantasy 15,
oh god,
all 4 of those niggas are like the perfect men for that type of niche.
Oh yeah,
Prompto's the pretty one.
Yep.
Ignis is the fashion god. Mm-hmm. Gladio is like,
he's the buff one.
yeah, it's the buff dude with tattoos and the beard.
Yeah, he's Aquaman.
And Noctis is the emo kid. None of these niggas are overweight. None of them have any.
Everyone has six packs.
Right.
Not even just skinny.
Like
These
everybody's
are
are cut.
Everybody's built.
And I'm like, nobody has anything that's wrong with them. Like,
I'll take your little
physically.
right.
Like everybody's built like physical perfection.
Right.
Yeah. And that was one of the things that, because I was thinking about it, like, how could she have gotten the message through? Like, and it would have been just so simple. Fucking, I'd like to see more female lead characters that are outside of the usual tropes that we see. While recognizing that there are those that are there, but that there are still the ones that are prominent. She could use the word prominent.
No.
Because Princess Peach is one of the most recognizable characters.
No.
And
they've even subverted that character after a while. They gave her own game.
They gave her own game.
I mean, gave her a little bit of agency.
Years before, like, her and Zoe Quinn started this shit.
Oh yeah.
Same thing with Jill from Resident Evil, or Lara Croft, or Regina,
or Tifa from
Final Fantasy, or even fucking Zelda, because she holds her own. Hell, she was like one of the first people to fight, like actually fight Ganon.
She's the fucking title of the series.
Like, she got kidnapped because she lost the fight.
Yeah.
Not because she wasn't. I mean, I guess in a strength sense, she wasn't strong enough to fight him off. But like,
well, I mean, he's like a fucking.
She's
right.
She's an integral key to the plot too, though.
It's like the game is her namesake.
Yeah, I mean, she's probably like the first one that has like an actual long ass series.
Yeah.
Franchise just named that. Yeah. But it's like one of the things I never got about specifically the damsel in distress quote was trope. Excuse me. Was the idea of like it being a negative to save someone. You know, I mean, I guess because of the fact that she's a woman and there was a narrative of women need men in order to fucking help them and save them.
I think that's pretty much where that comes from. It's like, you know, when you see a bunch of movies, especially like in the 90s, and then like the plots of like a lot of beat 'em ups, like Shane said earlier, like it's like, you know, you play Double Dragon, you gotta, you know, rescue
save your girlfriend.
You even gotta fight your brother to save her, like, which is crazy. That's crazy to me. It's like, I'm not gonna fight Shane to save a girl,
right?
Because like that's my bro. I'm like, if I gotta fight him to save her, I'm not doing it. But random side tangent. But like, you know, like stuff like that. Final fight, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. You gotta save your girlfriend.
Yeah, you gotta save her.
But like, you using that as an example, like you could look at some shit like Streets of Rage.
Where we gotta save Adam.
Yeah, like you gotta save Adam.
I thought they're gonna kill my nigga, man. Like, help me save my brother, cuz.
Okay.
All right,
we not gonna put you in the fourth one though. We're not gonna put you in the fourth one.
Oh yeah, that fourth one is looking nice though.
It is.
Wait,
It's looking real nice.
I'm talking about Skate.
Yeah.
Skate was like a product of the 90s. Little black kid. Corkscrew kick. Corkscrew kick.
With a backwards hat and a jersey.
Yes.
Yeah.
What was his name from King of Fighters? The one that just carried the basketball around all the time.
I'm talking about Dunk King?
It was
No,
Dunk King was the breakdancer. I think
Heavy D?
No, Heavy D was a football player.
Yeah, Heavy D was. I think the niggas that played basketball was just D. I think it was. I think it was just D.
That's crazy.
Like legit.
Like the America team was crazy back then. It had a football nigga, a basketball nigga, and what was it, like a baseball nigga? I don't know.
No, I hope not.
Cause I'm just like, bro, like KOF 94. That's a wild game, low key. Like fighting games in the 90s was crazy.
God damn, what a time, dude.
But I mean, it's like, I mean, with any argument,
Lucky.
of course, Lucky D.
Yeah, that was that Lucky Glauber.
Oh my fucking.
His
God.
friend, Heavy D was his friend.
Okay. But yeah, it's like games back then, like especially back then. Like, of course, you know, if that's all you see, you're gonna talk about what you see as your viewpoint.
But anecdotal evidence is not evidence.
Right.
Because like
It's just a glorified opinion. That's all it is.
I mean, honestly, low key, a lot of the fights on the internet that take place are over glorified.
they're over anecdotal evidence.
It's like, hey, you know, this is all I see in video games. Well, have you seen all the video games?
Have you played any other video games?
You know, like
To make that assessment.
Yeah. All of the video games that you played, it may have been just like 2.
Because it just takes a little bit of research in Google. It's like,
Right.
I mean, of course, granted, that is something that should be mentioned.
Yeah, of course.
You know, like, I'm not going to rule that out or minimize that
Right.
either. But it's like, you know, it's kind of the not all or all type shit.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, you see it a lot, but, I mean, you know, let's not play like
That's
there
the like
isn't,
that's just
like,
the
representation
standard.
either.
Yeah.
Right. And it's just like because eventually, like if you give somebody too much of a platform or too much reverence over other people in that same lane, they begin to like eat themselves from the inside out. That's the same shit that happened with her and Zoe Quinn. Eventually, they started Jesse Jackson and the shit.
Yep.
It's like, nigga, we aren't gonna come talk about it unless you paying us.
Yep.
Yep.
And that's honestly where people started to like garner this ill will towards them, because it's like, oh well, you only care about it if you can make bank off of it, or you only want to talk about it because you know you're gonna get paid for it.
And I'm like, I'm not gonna like rule somebody out for wanting to get their coins.
Of course not.
But it's a line. Like, you know, any type of like philanthropic type outing, of course you get looked at a different way when you start trying to monetize said platform.
Yeah.
Like same shit happened to D-Ray with Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Same shit happened with fucking Amber Rose with the like slut walk shit.
Yeah.
It's literally after parties branded with that shit. Like, yeah, come to the slut walk after party.
Ladies get it.
Party with the sluts.
But if you call me a slut, you gotta leave.
But you know, it's a weird line. Like, I'm not 100% sure about what to do with that. But I mean, you know, it's just the way that we feel though. Like whenever like you start monetizing like philanthropic.
Well, you start monetizing social justice, you run into trouble.
Yeah.
Especially when you start portraying yourself as you're trying to do this, try and change like the culture. Then it seems like that would be something that would be beyond trying to make money. But at the same time, you're gonna need money in order to actually make some progress. I mean, let's just be real.
But I mean, she has like Feminist Frequency wasn't just a YouTube channel, nigga. That was a non-profit.
It was an organization.
That was an organization.
Yeah.
Like, and speaking of that, like, it's weird because there's a lot of conflicting reports around it. Like, some of them say that Feminist Frequency is on the verge of bankruptcy or bankrupt. Some of them say that like she just straight up stopped paying employees, which is kind of corroborated because some of those same employees said that they would do articles and host podcasts and be told, you know, like the same old, say the runaround speech. It's like, you know, once we get this done, shit's gonna roll in, everybody will get their cut. That shit. Like, I think one of her friends that actually used to direct, or like not direct, but engineer the podcast, she fired from the podcast over like monetary discrepancies and shit. And she took to Twitter as like, well, I mean, everything was good, and then 3 days later, after we came back from the weekend, I didn't have a job, but somehow she's still taking trips and going on tours and shit. And I'm just like, I mean, like, if it was just one person, I would have been like, all right, that's inadmissible, whatever. Yeah. But like,
when it's a pattern.
Yeah, I was like, there are like 4 or 5 different Twitter accounts that basically corroborate that same line. It's like, well, I mean, we were told that everybody would have to take a pay cut. She cut her pay from what we could see, but like the shit that she was doing just didn't line up with somebody that had taken a pay cut.
Yeah,
because I'm like, you're still going on vacations, you're still doing tours, going on people's podcasts. Like, what's really the deal?
Like, it's like, I think with like philanthropic type things, it's like a line you kind of have to walk, because like when you put yourself out there as like a warrior of justice, socially, like, you know, it's like your expectations are different, because it's like you kind of gotta walk, talk, and live like your truth, like every day. And the second you start moving funny, like that shit comes out immediately.
Yeah, absolutely. But can we just talk real quick about the whole Joe Rogan comment? I don't know how much Joe Rogan you guys actually watch, but
every now and then,
sometimes.
Yeah. But like she basically called for more YouTube censorship and the deplatforming of people like I said before, Joe Rogan and Jeremy from The Quartering. Like she cited the algorithm of being like, well, if I watch this one thing on blue cars, then it gives me suggestions on like red cars, yellow cars, shit like that. And I'm like, that's the way that the algorithm works. Like, it's trying to figure out, you know, what way do you lean? The commonality being cars.
Feminism.
So it's gonna send you, you know, shit like that. Like, same thing, if you search feminism, it's gonna give you articles for it, articles against it, videos for it, videos against it. And like, basically what she's doing is trying to control the algorithm to like, well, if you search feminism, it's only going to show you the good side of it.
Yes.
And I'm like, that's such a dangerous way of thinking.
It is. And and one of the things about it, the reason why the Joe Rogan thing stuck out with me so much was because he has videos where he critiques certain feminists, but not necessarily feminism, unless you're talking like the more modern day where it turns to hysterics, you know, and attacking people. He's also had stuff where he talks about pro-feminist things. You have to actually watch the video, because Joe Rogan's kind of like us when we just have conversations. It kind of rambles and things of that nature. But from my perspective and from what I've seen, Joe Rogan is one of those guys that asks questions and lets people answer.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he pigeonholed with a bunch of those anti-feminist people who are like more on the extreme side, simply because he gets mentioned by them.
Yeah.
Because people like Anita Sarkeesian attack him and say fucking like, oh, he's like a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Is what the terminology is. And so I don't know when Joe Rogan became the extremist, the fucking level for extremism, but goddamn, we're fucked if a stoner MMA fighter from California is
like,
gonna be the guy.
Because I mean, like he gets, from what I see, and like I said, I don't watch all of Joe Rogan's podcasts because I just don't have 3 hours of fucking free time every fucking day, man. Like, that's why, like, when we started this shit, my main goal was to keep that shit short and simple.
It's like, how the fuck do you have time for this?
I'm like,
everything that you do. It's
right.
Like,
and I'm just like, I don't. But like, a lot of people nowadays that I'm seeing that get labeled as extremists are people that look at both sides of something. It's not even people that are vehemently opposed to something. It's just like, oh, okay, cool. Well, you know, feminism has done a lot of good, but there are a lot of extremists or a lot of circular thinking in it. Oh, he's an extremist. He's misogynist. And I'm like you're not misogynist for, like, seeing the good and bad in things.
It's like you literally just want to ask questions to get clarification.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
it's not even a direct challenge. It's just like, yo, like, you know, pros and cons of this, like, what's happening within the movement, who's fucking the movement up.
Right.
It's like, it's the same shit with Black Lives Matter. It's like a bunch of, like, white people thinking, like, it's extremists and Antifa and all that shit. But it's just like, dog, like, we just don't want to get shot by cops, my nigga.
Right.
Like, damn. So it's like, there's always gonna be the wild people within the movement.
of course.
But, you know, of course, it's the second you start asking those questions that need to be asked, because these questions need to be asked. You need checks and balances for really any movement.
Like, you should be able to just critique those ideas without having to worry about being labeled.
Yep.
Exactly.
Because you're critiquing, once again, a lot of it comes down to people who are like, why are you attacking me? It's like, no, I'm critiquing an idea.
I'm critiquing your idea.
They said they did the same thing when it was the Islam debate back when they were talking about building a mosque on fucking the 9/11 Ground Zero. And it's like, you say, if you disagreed with it, they would say fucking, or you say that you were okay with actually trying to combat things, they were like, you're anti-Islamic by condemning the actions of terrorists.
Like, the thing is, like, I don't attach myself to any movement to the point where somebody questioning the movement or idea personally hurts me.
Right.
Like, there's of course there's plenty of shit that I support, plenty of shit that I'm against. But like, if somebody came up to me right now and was just like, "Hey, bro, PlayStation is ass." Okay.
It is what it is.
Cool. Don't buy one.
It's your opinion, bro.
Like, I'm not like, oh my god, you're a fucking idiot if you don't like nigga, it doesn't
all the time.
Right, I'm like, it doesn't matter that much to me. Yeah. Now, if you're attacking me personally, like, you know, who I am as a person, my character traits,
right,
like my stylistic choices, like, you know, shit that makes me who I am, then yeah, like, I'm on a, you know, the conversation would be different.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I've just never been part of that camp that just gets like so involved in something that attacks on thought or idea personally hurt my mentality or my emotions.
Yeah.
Because like you see it a lot. Like, people, it's like, it's fine to have opinions on things. Like, you know, like I can have an opinion on feminism. I can have an opinion on, like, you know, black people, white people. Like, you can have opinions on anything, but the second you start becoming, like, ignorant or fucking corrosive to shit,
right,
then that's when, like, you know, sometimes, like, the shit gotta get checked.
Yeah.
Which I guess moves us to the next topic, which is fucking Boosie. Yet again.
Boosie badass.
And they got a whooping.
Yeah, he got a whooping. Like, it's like, you know, Boosie, I think, is the perfect example of how you can have an opinion. Said opinion is very ignorant and just like unnecessary.
Just unchecked opinion.
You get blowback, and then now like he's tucking his tail between his legs.
Yep.
Like, okay, I can't believe that I was expressing ignorance and got exposed for it.
How can you not know? Like this, the whole thing. Like, before we even get into his Planet Fitness comments, like,
we have to explain, I guess, where this is coming from.
The whole thing about D-Wade's daughter Zaya.
Still on this, folks.
Again,
yep.
The internet, specifically the black portion of the internet, put in people's minds that he was going to get his daughter reassignment surgery.
Yep.
Which is something that none
literally
of the 50 states will allow you to do until you are 18, and even then you need somebody's consent unless you're the one paying for it.
Right.
Like, you literally, like, we haven't heard shit from the Wade family
Right.
on reassignment.
I'm like,
it's just literally identity.
Right, it's gender identity support.
All they
It's
said
like,
was that we support her.
Right, and even
Right, like dead
and
ass.
everybody's like, and everybody came with like these false equivalences, man. Like,
They called them
I was like, I wanted to be a Ninja Turtle when I was 10, and that didn't work. I'm like, my nigga, that's, bro.
That's so.
I hate false equivalence so much. That might be like the fallacy that actually ends me.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm like, you wanting to be a fictional character, in your mind, you wanting to be a fictional character is equal and has just as much stigma and struggle behind it as a boy wanting to identify as a female. In your mind, that's the same shit.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
so, like that, and then, like I said, like the internet put this thought out that D Wade was just like, yeah, if he wants to get reassignment surgery, I'm gonna let him today, at the age of 12.
No, that's
No.
not what's happening.
And Boosie's the first comment was like, and it's one of those like backhanded comments where it's like, it's not all bad, but it's still fucking bad.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if he
I'm
want
not a
to,
bigot.
right?
but-
It's like, if he want to be gay, let him be gay, but don't cut his dick off,
Fam,
nigga.
no, like
Nobody from that
that's
family
a complete different
said they
conversation
wanted to
that
cut
needs
his
to be
dick
had
off.
about Boosie anyway.
Of course.
Like Boosie's like approximation to gayness, I don't think it's that far. Like he's been just
Yeah, he been wilding, man.
like whenever he talks about like the LGBT community, Q plus, like yeah, but I didn't want to leave nobody out. But it's like he just randomly has conversations on like his Instagram live about like the
Right.
LGBTQ plus community.
They on his mind.
And I'm just like, you know, he's like talking about like people fucking in jail and how he couldn't look away or something. And I'm just like, Boosie, I think there's a conversation you might need to have with yourself.
Right.
Right in front of that mirror, buddy.
Cause like he's obsessed with dicks, bro.
It
Like,
really is.
I don't know what it is. It's just like, dog, like you need to work through this or something.
Cause like the nigga he might just be gay, or like at least bi. But I mean, like you know niggas from niggas,
Down south.
comma, from Louisiana, comma, that ran in the streets ain't gonna openly admit that shit. Cause you have to, because then you have to deal with it.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, like it's partially just this day and age of niggardry that we're dealing with. Fucking, you remember that story of that guy who like fucked a trans woman and got bullied to suicide?
Yeah.
That happened. Like, this is the kind of ignorance that like he might legitimately feel as though he has to say it for the niggas around him just to keep himself, like, say, because he's running with the same people.
Yeah.
He ain't changed since 2004. I guarantee you. Same niggas.
It's crazy because it's like, and then, you know, of course, with all the ignorance that Boosie spewed, there was backlash, rightfully so. Of
course.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you're fucking ignorant. That
Right.
and like your comments weren't needed. It's like you know, you can have an opinion on shit, but especially when you're a public figure,
Yeah.
and it's unnecessary.
You gotta check that
Boosie
shit.
could have easily shut the fuck up,
Right.
and nobody would be on his head.
Nobody would have said anything the wiser.
And
He could have
then-
just kept it between him and his boys.
And he felt the burn, or he didn't feel the burn because he tried to go work out at Planet Fitness. They turned his ass right back around.
Cause I'm like,
He like,
nigga,
it's racist. I'm like,
it's not racist, nigga.
how's it
He's-
racist if they're supporting a young trans black child?
I'm like, nigga, you realize that, like, and I think that there's this idea amongst like certain crowds of people that being gay or bisexual or identifying as another gender is exclusive to women and people that aren't black.
I'm okay with gayness so long as it's two girls kissing.
Right, as long like I'm
Right.
perfectly like women can be bisexual, but if you're a bisexual man, you're gay.
Yeah.
Nigga, where the fuck is the logic in that shit? Like, what kind of sense does that even make, nigga? Like, if you're a bisexual man, you're just straight up gay, nigga. You just said bisexual, huh?
Bisexual.
Huh?
Do you not understand the words
What
that are coming out of your mouth?
What you have said? about being gay.
Again, niggas push whatever agenda or let me not even say niggas, but people push whatever agenda that fits their worldview. No. That's all that is.
Because like niggas just comment out of ignorance, man. I'm like, if you don't, clearly you and the majority of the people on this planet don't understand the difference between gender identity and sexual identity.
Yeah.
Or sexual preference. Like, because there's so many people that was like rallying right behind that nigga. And I was just like, this is sad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's always they start off the comments with like either I'm not gay or I don't have anything against them, but or as this one always kills me.
I'm not homophobic, but
as a father,
of
children, and I'm shut the fuck up.
It's like, nigga, you're a bad father.
Yeah.
It's like
D-Way is doing it better.
Because I see a lot of it, like on Facebook, like people in the community. Like, I saw a lot of people with their Boosie light comments.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, dog, like, that's their family. Like, it's really, simple to just be like, yeah, that little pause was purposeful because you could have easily said nothing just like that. It's like, if you want to be ignorant or just do some fucking research, like,
no,
yeah,
you can definitely, like, we live in like the greatest information age ever. We have literal information at our fingertips. Like, you don't gotta go to the library for real. You could do like a couple Googles and learn some shit.
Just a cell phone search only takes 2 seconds.
Like,
just pull it out of your pocket.
The shit in your pocket is more powerful than what we use to put niggas on the moon.
Yeah.
Like, it ain't hard to get
still
educated.
Spewing some stupid ass
it ain't hard to like educate yourself, or even like folks are just unwilling to unlearn what they were raised in.
That right fucking there.
Because I'm like, nigga, it ain't the fucking, it ain't the 60s, 70s no more, man.
No,
right.
it's not.
Like,
you ain't gotta
people,
live like that.
Right? You don't have to live the way your parents live.
Your mom and dad were wrong.
Your mom and dad were fucking wrong.
They were fucking wrong.
And that's okay, because
it's funny, because like Boosie's mom got onto him.
Right.
She was like, stay off social media. That's their family. Like, you don't have to, like, she literally told him to mind your fucking business.
Well, some parents get it right.
Of course.
Say that way.
Like, she was
because at the very least, she understands, hey, nigga, that ain't your kid.
Like, even if
mind your business.
Like, peep this. Even if she agrees with him,
yeah.
She was just like, mind your fucking business. That's their family.
Right.
I'm like, that's like that's not the perfect take. But it's just like, dog, they gonna do what they do.
Regardless.
That's not your business.
Yeah, I think it's the correct take. Mind your damn business.
Mind your fucking business.
All these fucking...
Like, if you want to support, be supportive. But if you want to be negative or, try to get on whatever hill you want to be on to be fucking phobic,
And they do it so fucking... They just do it casually, too. That's what's really funny. It's like, it's unprovoked ignorance. Like, they read the story or look at D-Way's tweet. They sit on it for like an hour, and then just like while they're taking a shit, they're just like, you know what?
I'm gonna make this video.
I worry for his son too, because like his son is like hyper masculine because of Boosie. Because like Boosie apparently bought like a hooker to take his son's virginity. I want to say his son is the same age
when his
as
son
D-Way's child
was 11.
No, are you serious?
Dead ass.
Yeah.
That nigga he was all over Twitter and Instagram with his like, hey bro, I'm gonna buy my son a prostitute for his birthday so he can lose his virginity.
He should fucking go back to jail.
I mean, yeah.
I'm like, nigga, your son is fucking 12.
You literally solicited.
Like, you, the prostitute, everybody involved, finna go to jail.
Yeah.
Cause y'all, like he said, you solicited that shit. They enabled it. Everybody that was in the room is a fucking accessory now.
Yeah.
He should go back
And like,
to jail.
and his son like basically got on social media, was just like, man, fuck them. Like, he was just like super aggressive, saying some shit that he would never say in front of like the Wade family.
That ain't got some
and
shit
then
to
there was
hide.
like a Snapchat that said, I know a bitch that'll make him turn back straight. And I'm just like, bruh.
Just
bruh.
Them niggas got shit to hide, bruh.
Like it's all bad. Like, I'm worried for that kid.
Right, and it's tough because like that nigga ain't gonna ever be able to say that shit till he get on his own, and probably not even then.
No, he's gonna always be followed
Well,
by Daddy Boosie.
You gotta do that shit in secret.
Yeah, I have to have a burner account to say that I actually support D-Wade's kid. Fuck that, right?
Like, I really hope they get some, like, I hope they get the help that they need. Because clearly there's, like, some therapy, there's, like, some real sessions that are needed with this family.
Absolutely. They are.
Like, to be that hyper-masculine with Boosie, it's just, like, he's clearly hiding something. The fact that, like, his son is acting
just like
his
nigga.
dad.
Yeah.
Except, like, you know, he ain't even did nothing yet. So
Yeah.
it's like, you know.
What is that? I mean, is that like, wasn't that just same thing with Pastor Troy back then?
Yeah.
That was what it
His
is.
son's like, I felt like that was cap, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think it's all cap. I think Boosie was.
Anytime, like, a rapper says his son said something, I would, like, because, like, it puts me in the mind of the game. Like, like, when the game's like, my son said he wanted to be Nipsey or be like Nipsey, I'm just like, your son probably never said some shit like that.
Right.
Ever.
I'm just like, nigga, you saying your son said it because that's how you feel.
Someone said.
It's like, my son ain't got no social media, so I can basically dictate what he did and did. Like those women that's just like.
Someone said.
Like it's like I got out my car to put gas in it, and my 4-year-old son said, "No, mom, a man should take care of his of the woman," and he got out and paid for it, pump my gas, nigga.
Like, fam, like your son just wants to play Pokemon Go.
Right.
Like,
quit capping on these kids, man.
Like, stop using your kids to push whatever agendas you got going on.
That's
dog.
so terrible. My 4-year-old son said,
No mother. This system has beaten you down and kept you downtrodden for so long.
You say that you have to pump your own gas in your own car.
Don't worry, mother. I will throw my jacket on a puddle. That way you can walk across the street. Hey.
Now where's my number?
Crazy taxi.
Crazy Uber.
Don't worry, mother. I will drive the car. That way I can escort you home, just like the queen that you are.
Oh,
Stop lying. Stop lying, nigga. Stop lying.
Y'all ain't fooling nobody.
Your son just wanted to.
Your son don't even know who you are.
I don't even know what kids like anymore. Like, what they like? Minecraft, Fortnite? Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Your son just want to go home and play Fortnite. And use your credit card so they can run it up for skins.
Like, niggas like Fortnite and clout boosting, nigga. That's what the kids' activities.
Hey, Ma, hand me the cell phone. I want to watch TikTok. Your punk ass.
I want to make a TikTok video.
Ma, let's make a TikTok video. That might be the closest you get to, like,
bonding with that nigga.
With your kid nowadays. Yeah, give me the gun, Mom. I want to dance to this fucking song.
Let's make a
dance to this.
Whore.
And we gonna do the lottery dance. Learn how to do it, mother.
Today, nigga. Shit. What else we got, man? Platinum Games has a surprise game.
Henshin a go-go, nigga. Like,
we don't know. It's got to be a spiritual successor to Beautiful Joe or another Mad World. I'm fine with that.
I'm good with whatever. Like, I feel like Bayonetta 3 is gonna be in there at some point.
Well, yeah, they already said they're making that. Yeah. So like that's
because I think it was like 4 games that they said they were gonna do. One of them was like the Wonderful 101 remaster port,
yeah.
rather. And then like the Henshin a Go-Go, which I guess looks like a kaiju beat 'em up or something.
God, I hope so. Man, if we get any sequels to any games, I hope it's either, or spiritual successors to any game, sorry. I hope it's either Beautiful Joe or God Hand.
Beautiful Joe's the one.
Like that's the one. Like, nigga, you could just make that shit whatever. As long as it plays like Beautiful Joe,
like,
I am
like you
good.
You can literally like just do the same exact style, swap out some characters.
Yeah, that's it.
Like that shit would print money for me.
Right.
Oh my shit. Like Henshin a ho-ho. Yeah.
Transformation, nigga.
Hell yeah. I'm like, Capcom clearly don't want to do nothing with
right.
it.
Like, I mean, it's so disrespectful.
Which is funny. I feel like they can literally pay Platinum to make another one.
And that's all they have to do, and they'll fix any financial issues they'll have for the next 10 years.
That shit ain't happening over at Sega. Sega is not known for letting go of companies like Capcom is.
Yeah.
Like them niggas bought Arxis, like 18 years ago.
Come on, Capcom?
No, Sega.
Yeah.
Like, Sega bought Arxis like 18 years ago out there, or when it was still Sammy. Like, they bought the niggas like 18 years ago.
Sammy.
Same shit with Platinum. As soon as like Capcom shut down Clover Studios, hey bro, come over here, Platinum. the next year had a game on the Wii, Mad World.
Because I thought Platinum was his own entity, but they must be contracted.
They're still
Sega.
contracted under Sega.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, shit, never mind.
Like that's why you still see that logo on all their games.
Okay.
Is that the same with shit?
Yeah, man.
Developer Persona.
Atlas.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as well.
I'll be honest with you, low key, like lowest of keys. Like I think Sega should get back out there with a console.
I mean, hell, now's the time, nigga. If Google can make that terrible shit, Sega can come back with heat.
Give me a Dreamcast Mini.
Low key.
Like I'd honestly much rather see like Sega, Nintendo, Sony than Sony, Nintendo, Microsoft.
Yes,
I really
I
would.
mean,
support it.
If we're gonna keep it a buck, like Microsoft basically want to try to fill the void that Dreamcast left.
Yeah, I mean because they basically fucked them out of their console. It was like Microsoft helped develop the Dreamcast. I was like, yeah, nigga, we just gonna use this shit as a test run, and then niggas figured out, oh shit, these niggas are using unprotected CD-ROMs for their games.
Yeah.
So like, oh man, you want Sonic Adventure? Cool, let me just burn you a copy.
Just put it in my PC.
Right, like let me just burn you a fucking copy real quick.
And this was before firmware updates.
Yeah.
Lowest of keys, if they had firmware updates back then that would have probably took care of like everything.
Every fucking thing. Because I'm like, the Dreamcast did everything that modern consoles do. It was basically like literally the ancestor of like modern day consoles.
Yeah, we've talked about this before.
Yeah, like
because we've got shown Dreamcast a lot on this podcast.
Yeah.
Best console around.
Easily like the best console of that generation.
Yeah.
And I had all three. Like nigga, I had all three of them. I'm like, nigga, the Dreamcast just does so much. And these games are heat. Nigga, arcade perfect ports.
Just, I mean, a dream come true for a fucking Capcom Fighter fan in that day and age. When you can just load up Marvel 2 at home.
Yeah.
And it's frame perfect.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then go out to the arcade and it works the exact same.
And bully niggas because you've been practicing at the house.
Golly. You get, I mean, it was a rare thing. The closest thing I believe was like the Sega Saturn when it came to like X-Men vs Street Fighter.
Yeah,
I think that was about as close to arcade perfect as they got. But Dreamcast just took it to a whole new level.
It did, man. Like rip Dreamcast.
Tell you,
that's gonna be my first tattoo. Just like big old swirl. People gonna think it's like Naruto or some shit.
I'm gonna think of Naruto. Look at this weeb ass nigga over here.
Get that
ramen noodle symbol.
Get that cuck shit out of here, bro. It's Dreamcast.
Fuck that nigga, dude. But the game is a game. Like Sega, like, cause like the reason why I guess this is semi-tangent on why I guess Sega can do it, cause I'm like they have really good first party titles.
Yes.
Great first party
super
titles.
Like underrated, cause again, a console with like Yakuza exclusively, you could get like another entry of like Panzer Dragoon. You could get another entry of Skies of Arcadia, Jet Set, Sonic, Crazy Taxi,
another Virtua Fighter after like 8 years. Fantasy Star, Ready to Rumble 1 and 2.
Was that?
I don't think that was
Sega.
I forgot who developed that. I think it was like, Gailco, wasn't it? I don't remember.
I'm about to Google it because I fucking
like Nights into Dreams.
Right.
Like, you can do more night shit. Let me see what else. Like Valkyria.
Yeah, Valkyria Chronicles. Like Persona. Exclusively on the Sega console, nigga.
It's a Nintendo situation.
Yeah, like
it's
like
another
dead
Nintendo
ass.
situation.
It's basically what like Sony and Nintendo would be as a console.
Developed by Midway.
Yeah.
Rip on that one.
Not really, bro. Like fuck them niggas. Well, no, sorry, you're right. Rip Midway, NetherRealm. Fuck them niggas.
Hilarious. And then like it's more shit that like they could get. Not to mention the multiplayer shit. Cause I'm like, Sega, they made like, matter of fact, you know how many fighting games would be exclusively on the Sega console? Cause like
big facts.
Persona Arena, like really anything with the Arxis brand on it.
Right.
Yeah.
Virtua Fighter back.
All Arxis games could be Sega console exclusive. Like, nigga, that should do numbers.
Like
that shit would easily do numbers.
You know, this is actually the first time I actually thought about this since you brought it up. Like, this is a Nintendo situation. If they brought out a console and said, these are the titles, and they just list them.
Right.
Like, just go through like a slideshow.
Yeah.
With all the shit that they have exclusive, and they talk about developing new titles.
Like, it will be pure heat.
And everyone, especially in our generation, we know we will love.
Oh yeah, for
and
sure.
then let them get like the 2K shit back.
Woo!
Cause Sega had.
I forgot that was theirs for the longest.
Yeah, Sega had the 2K for a minute. Like Sega was there.
Yeah.
Like Sega had it.
That and like the virtual line of games, fucking
Yeah,
virtual tennis.
Virtual tennis. Like, and it's like the possibilities were low key endless.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
It's just that because of Sega's track history with like consoles and how they would drop support for it, and then like when it finally got to the console that they executed, but then like the yard niggas got to it, and it was just like, all right, man, it's over.
Yeah, now that's a damn shame that their track record that they can't jump in. But I think now would be a perfect opportunity.
Yeah.
Even
if you don't make a console and they just make a streaming service.
Right.
Like, I would actually pay for that shit.
Like the Sega channel.
Yeah. Like, PlayStation has PS Now, fucking Nintendo had eShop, it was virtual console, and now, like, they get
Xbox has Game Pass.
right, like that's really how you get back at that shit. They can make your own streaming service and put it out on the current platforms.
Right.
Like that's really how you maximize profits for that shit.
Is that what the Sega Ages thing is, or is that just a remaster?
That's just a remaster collection. That's like a physical game. That's like a whole game. That's what that is. But
I know they were talking about the remaster.
nigga, we can get another. Well, we're getting another Streets of Rage, but I'm like, you get another Altered Beast.
Yeah.
Shinobi.
Golden Axe.
Bruh.
Yes, yep.
Like, just like
That shit
bruh.
would print
Like Sega
the money.
always had IPs, bro.
Yeah.
Like they've always had it.
Yeah.
Like if they wanted to just go like retro, like bring out like another Vector Man.
Oh my god.
Because they've
Earthworm Jim.
Oh please no, my heart.
Toe Jam and Arrow too. Shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but they're coming out with new Toe Jam.
But then again, like
Yeah.
a lot of those are like on other consoles now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like if Sega would have got back like I'd probably say 2012, like with like PlayStation 4 and everything. I think they would have been fine.
Yeah. Like if they dropped around that time. Or like I said, like announce some shit to compete. Well, not even compete. Announce some shit to dominate the Stadia. Because Stadia is a concept machine. It's a lot of good ideas that are just poorly executed.
Somebody's gonna come up and take it. Somebody's
Somebody.
gonna take it. Hopefully Sega.
I would hope.
Sega should take that shit and just improve on all the flaws.
Because like Sega's always had hardware. That's the thing. Like they run the arcade market.
Still, it's like to this day, like 70% of all arcade machines in Asia are produced by Sega.
Don't they do pachinkos too?
Yeah, they do pachinko, gacha machines. They do all that shit.
That's like my whole thing. I'm like, Sega is over there printing
Yeah,
money.
but that's why, like, it is just so funny to hear like the uninitiated like try to talk down on Sega.
Yeah,
I'm like, nigga, just because Sonic had a couple of bad games does not mean this company is bankrupt, nigga.
I'm
like,
don't play Sega.
far from it.
Oh yeah,
Far from it.
And then now you have a successful movie.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
you have the de facto best video game movie ever.
Like Sega low key, like Sega's in a great fucking position right now.
Right. Comeback season,
So
nigga.
if,
Capcom.
if they went hardware, I wouldn't be surprised.
Right.
Low key.
Yeah.
Like Capcom had theirs last year, nigga. I'm gonna see if Sega can do that shit
Come on,
this
we're
year.
rooting for you, man.
Like-
we want to see. I've been wanting a new Virtual Fighter they're still
damn near a decade.
faithfully playing Virtual Fighter 5.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
MR.
This is a good game.
All it takes is really that 3D Sonic entry that blows everybody's socks off.
Yeah.
That's
Like
what it takes right
if,
now.
if y'all could like, basically like if you could recapture the magic of Generations, but with basically an entirely new game, just make fucking nigga, just make Adventure 3.
I don't know why they don't want to make another adventure.
Me either.
Yeah.
I have no clue
If they
why
brought-
that is just like their fucking
Like literally,
their Achilles heel.
It's like if they just took Mania
or they
made it 3D.
remastered adventure,
Right.
and like
or
and they-
remade it.
Yeah.
and just put it into fucking like into that 2D, 3D kind of style like with Generations.
Yeah.
If there's Sonic Mania, it's already done.
Better yet, nigga, just make a console rush.
Like,
Just make a console rush game.
I'm gonna be honest with you, like Mania, they should put out a Mania like every other year, cause like
I'd say every 2, just so niggas have time. Like next Mania got to be all new stages though. Like,
oh yeah,
don't get me wrong, I love Mania.
Yeah,
like it was a great game when it came out, but like I don't want to see any old stages, and that might be why we haven't gotten one yet.
I'll be honest with you, like I'm cool with half new and half old. Like I'm fine with that ratio.
If they did it would all boil down to what games they pull them from. Cause like now that we've basically gotten stages from 1, 2, 3 and Knuckles and CD.
Yeah,
they would basically have to redesign stages from the Dreamcast era to fit Mania's art style.
That would actually.
I would fucking nut.
That would be fire.
Like I would absolutely nut.
Like, or if they took shit from Advanced.
Yeah,
like Advanced 2, Advanced 3.
Because that, like, all of those kind of, like, run into each other. So, like, it would have to be Adventures 1 and 2, Heroes, Advance.
I just thought about something.
What's
Yet another thing that Sega can do. Like, you know how Capcom came out, like, Mega Man 0 and ZX Collection?
Yeah.
Like, Sega could literally do that with the Advance series. Like, Advance
Rush. All the advances and all the Rush games.
They could
the fucking Sonic little fighter game for the Game Boy Advance.
Sonic Battle?
Yeah.
Like, if they put out, like, just a care package of, like, the Advance games.
Yeah, the portable collection.
That would be fire. I don't know why they haven't done that.
Me either, man.
Sick as fuck.
Me
like, you just gotta port it.
Yeah.
Like,
just on a quick side note, Capcom released that Mega Man .exe collection too.
Battle Network?
Yeah, I did that Battle Network collection.
Nah, like the 0 and ZX collection, probably I'm gonna beat a game and then get that because I need to beat.
Well, they don't have a .exe collection yet.
Unless it comes out on a sale. Like if I see a really good sale on it, then I'll probably cop on a Switch. Yeah. Because I want to play that shit handheld again.
Big facts, man.
Yeah.
God damn, man.
I like the Switch. It gives you that option.
Yep.
It makes you feel like a kid again. You have
absolutely.
A console in your hand.
You laying in the bed. It's dark. Like you gotta sneak and play it.
Yeah. Just the old habits die hard. Gotta play with the cover. That's like they're good.
I'm an adult man with a house. I was like, I can only play this at 10:30 at night.
I'm in trouble.
I don't want to get whooped.
My homework.
I don't want to get a whooping.
I don't want that Boosie treatment.
Right.
Say that you're straight, son, or I'll beat you. Senseless.
That's fucking wild, man.
Damn.
That's gonna be it, man.
That's another one in the books.
It's another one. And another one. And another one.
Another one.
And another one.
Right.
Another one.
Right.
Another. Wow. This racism.
All right. Oh yeah, Dairy Faggot. That's right.
All
right,
everybody. There it is.
Everybody, put it on your T-shirts. It's Dairy Faggot 2020. We're here.
I'm gonna vote for him.
It's lit.
Love for, it's for them bucks, I can't talk. Love for, it's for them bucks.